My mantra is to live a life of impact in my world. So going out every day, waking up every day, I see God giving me another opportunity to live that dream, to impact the lives of women and girls in my community, in my nation. My daily tasks, a whole lot of meetings, consultations, advocacies, meeting with some survivors, having counseling sessions with them, finding out how we can better their standard of living, talking to policymakers, getting state actors to find ways to make life better. Today we are going to Trans-Ekulu Girls Secondary School, which is one of the schools where we set up the Gender-Based Violence Prevention Club.
When I was a child, I suffered a lot of deprivation and abuse. I don't want any other child to suffer the same fate. And when I suffered such abuse, I did not have any person to advocate for me or to fight for me. And I said I would be a voice for the voiceless. I heard about a Gender-Based Violence Club. I welcomed it with full hands, my whole heart. And we started rolling.
We're going to have some interactions with the school functionaries who are the drivers of the project. We'll talk about different aspects of gender-based violence, like rape, early marriage, teenage pregnancy, sexual harassment, and all of that. Good morning, girls.
Good morning.
How are you today?
Yeah, fine.
Okay, I'm excited to be here. My name is Ngozi Ebo. When you hear violence, what comes to your mind?
An action done with force.
An action performed by the use of force. And world over, women predominantly are the ones who suffer more. There are still men who also suffer gender-based violence, yes. But the rate of the suffering is more for women than men.
Let me start by saying that initially it was difficult to pinpoint those problems because a number of the girls were not speaking out. That was a very big challenge. You hear from some students, oh, this girl said so, this girl said so. When you invite the child, she will just keep muted. She will not talk to you. She's scared. She's afraid of being stigmatized and things like that.
In so many ways, they have been treated in a way that shouldn't be. From family members, from neighbors, from people that they don't even know, just because they are females. The pioneers of this organization did a very good job by actually bringing out this, because it is one of the problems eating deep into females, and most of them die in silence. It has made so many students come out and open up about the problems, about things that have been killing them inside for ages, for years. It has made most of them outspoken enough to share their problem.
We've taken both the teachers and the girls through some trainings, and by the setting up of the gender-based violence clubs in the schools, it has increased their awareness. The girls are bolder now to walk up to us or to their coordinators or to their principals to report cases of violence.
Some of our students, so many females, have been going through so many kinds of violence, both economical, but mental, psychological. I know that with so many cases being solved, I know the numbers are reducing. And it's not because they're afraid to come out, but because we've taken care of most of the problem.
They set up that club, and these children, they mingled among themselves during that club period. And they exchanged, they shared information among themselves. So a lot of them picked up and they were kind of brought out from their shelves, and then they started speaking out. I have come to realize that in this world, you are a champion when you help in lifting others up.
I have learned to be my own inspiration. I have learned to inspire others too. I've learned so many things, like making sure that you are there when someone else is in need.
This program is really life-saving. It's not just important, it's life-saving because interacting with young people whose lives have been damaged and seeing them get out from the rubbles of psychological trauma, it's more than just being an important program. For me, it's more of a rehabilitation therapy that is going on with young people who are in Enugu State.
For us, being part of this project has helped us to also break the culture of silence when it comes to issues such as gender-based violence, because it was kind of like a taboo in a lot of communities, and some people did not even have where to go to, where to access help. But we've been able, through this project, to be able to give voice to the women and create a safe place for them to come and speak about their issues. If we didn't have these opportunities, certainly there would have been a continued perpetuation of the culture of violence that it's always happening. We see ourselves contributing towards building a more sustainable, peaceful community.
We had very high prevalence of cases of gender-based violence in our state. The awareness was actually very low. Most people, especially in the communities, didn't know about laws and policies that are available. And most of them couldn't have access to services. And there were norms, social norms and traditions that were reinforcing gender-based violence, and the people thought it was very normal. It's one thing to have a law, another thing for people to know about the law. So we took the law to the community and to educate them, to enlighten them. So we have reduction in incidences of violence against women because people are now aware. They know that there's a law and there are penalties. Traditional rulers are taking ownership, and that for us means a lot because the people are beginning to own the process. They begin to see the ills of gender-based violence and are beginning to fight it themselves.